Welcome into Bon Appetit, and it is our favorite time of year. We have the Creative Living Center at the State Alabama National Fair, 10th, 6th through 10/15. And I love the Creative Living Center, and I love Melissa Welch, and she is an awesome cook. You just walk away with all the blue ribbons.
Not all of them. There's a lot of good cooks besides
There'll come
me.
a day when she has them all, I promise you. And you're just as sweet and humble, and you look at it and you give everybody else the credit too. And I just love the way you do that. And she also does something we'd like to keep up, and that's the traditions of our parents and our grandparents. This is your grandmother's?
It's my mother's. Today would have been her birthday. She's been gone for 11 years, and all these are her dishes and things that she used and I used growing up with her and cooking, and it's from her love of cooking feeding us well that I learned to love to cook. And I loved good food.
Okay,
so.
And I think that's the magic ingredient is love. And Melissa, you've got it. And you won the prize for this is the banana pudding. Right. Wow. Okay. Right. Let's go and tell us how you did it.
Okay. Well, in the competition, we always try to find a different something that's different, but try to keep it a little bit close to traditional as well. And I had a couple of different recipes that I was going way off with, and I thought I had a little bit of a problem with when we had a pound cake competition, and I did the 4th pound cake. So what do you do with 2 pound cakes? One that overran the pan, one that fell when it came out. Well, you eat the leftovers.
That's
and
right.
I thought, I'm going to do what my mom used to do. And we didn't always have vanilla wafers. We would use pound cake rather than vanilla wafers in the banana pudding. So it starts out with pound cake, leftover pound cake, and I utilized one of those pound cakes that flopped, and maybe that's why it did, so I'd have it. But you just cube your pound cake, and you layer that with your pudding, bananas, and your pound cake rather than vanilla wafers.
Now, do you use a ready-made pudding, or what do you you do all
They're
this from
so
scratch?
easy, but I love the scratch because it's just better. It's just better, and it starts out with 4 egg yolks. I beat those, but before that, I have a little bit of sugar and cornstarch, some half and half, and about a tablespoon of flour, and I mix those together and cook those over a double boiler. You've got to do it over a double boiler so it doesn't scorch, and you're continually whisking and stirring the whole time so it doesn't stick. And once that begins to thicken, you take these 4 egg yolks, and it's kind of where the magic comes in, and you want to be sure to temper those egg yolks. And when we temper something, the purpose of that is introducing a little bit of hot liquid at a time rather than a whole lot so that the eggs don't scramble. If you don't, you'll end up with a scrambled egg and a thick, lumpy egg. So we don't want that in a banana pudding. We want it to be as smooth as it can be. So you add a little bit of that hot liquid to this from the half and half and all together, and then just a little bit at the time to the eggs until you get it to where it's tempered down, it's cooled down enough, and then you put that in the pot and stir it for just about 5 or 6 more minutes, and you have got pudding. And I like to take and cool it down rather than just putting it right in the refrigerator. And I will do another pan, a shallow pan. I've learned this one to do a shallow pan because I had one time that I did a little bit too full and it kind of ran over when the ice melted. Don't do that.
That's a mess.
I'll give you lots of tips here, mistakes I've made. But you put that in a little bit of ice with a little bit of water, just get cold, and it will chill down just enough to make your pudding. And then you go ahead and layer your pudding. And it's flavored with vanilla, so it's good, just a plain. And you can do lots. You could do a butterscotch banana pudding. You could do different flavors if you wanted to. You could do all kinds, almond. But this one is a traditional vanilla.
So let's go back. You start. Is there anything at the bottom that you put your pound cake on, or is it just right on?
I put the pound cake on the bottom like you would layer vanilla wafers in a pan. Okay. And then I start layering that with a layer of pudding, and then I put a layer of bananas, and then I just do that. It has 3 layers. You can't see them, but there's 3 layers. I promise they're in there. And then for the topping, a lot of people like meringue, and I do on some things, but for this one I chose to just do a whipping cream topping.
Oh, I love that.
You beat your whipping cream really cold, have your mixer bowl very cold and very clean, grease-proof, or it will not whip. And then you add a little bit of confectioner's sugar to that to get a little bit sweet, and it also helps to stabilize it, and a little bit of vanilla. And then I just used a piping bag. And then I took some of the crumbs that I did off that good sugar crumb, and that's what I topped it with, the good crunch on the top. But this banana pudding is, I'm going to dig into it. You want me to?
Oh, what a dumb question. I've been eating since they got here. I love your cooking. I love the things that they do.
It has the layers of the pudding.
It's wonderful.
And you see, this is pale
Ooh.
because it doesn't have all the artificial things that some of them have.
Right.
It's not artificial that you see like a vanilla pudding out of a box that would be yellow or gold, but it has all the layers in. The pudding soaks into the pound cake and just blends really well. So that's my banana pudding.
I love it with the pound cake.
It's wonderful.
And remember now, at the Alabama National Fair, you still have time to get into the Creative Living Center. You can register.
You can register until October the 4th. And you have to be registered to participate. And what you do, you don't cook there. You bring it to the fair. You prepare it at home, bring it to the fair, set up a table display, and then it's live judged with the judges. And then you find out who won.
And they have cash prizes, don't they?
They do. They do.
So you'll wind up really, if you're that good, like you are, you'll
We've done
regroup
well.
your costs too.
Yes.
But the thing is, it's so fun, and they have families that cook together
We
too.
do.
Like your husband cooks with you, and I've seen families with their children, and I love that. If you want the recipes, and we will have them for you, you can call 277-5000. Jack will email them to you. That's the easiest way if you can get us your email. And we thank you so much. Go out to the fair and have a good time, and go to the Creative Living Center, and we'll be right back.